editor for the Cook Political Report, updating his outlook for the balance of power after the midterms. Dave Wasserman predicts Democrats will gain 30 to 40 seats in the House. Now, you know, they only need 23 to be in the majority. Wasserman also cautions things very well could change before Tuesday. So let's bring in Fox News contributor Karl Rove to help break it down. All right, Karl, let's start there with those numbers. If the Cook report is right, then it is over for the GOP on the House side.
Yeah, this was an increase. Last week they were estimating between 25 and 30 Democrat pickup. Now it is 30 to 40. This could happen, no doubt about it, but I want to put things in a little bit of perspective. There is a power of incumbency. And over in 9 of 10 midterm elections since 1974, more than 90% of the incumbents have been reelected. In 2016, it was 97%. In 2014, it was 96% of incumbents were reelected. So for the Cook report to hit their number of 30 to 40 Democrats, you'd have to assume that all the open Republican seats that they count as likely Democrat, lean Democrat, toss-ups, all of those go to the Democrats. That gets you to 14. To get to the other 16, to get to the other, to get to 30 to 40 Democrat seats, you have to have between 8 and 13% of the 197 GOP incumbents be defeated. Now, it's 8% might be doable, but 13% is getting above there, and even the 8% is cutting the edge compared to what we've had in recent elections. So it could happen, but if it is, it'll be an unusual night.
Okay, the woman who was formerly the Speaker and would again like to be Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, is sounding very confident. Here's what she said this week.
We will win.
Please don't say that. Do you want to say that on Hillary's fireworks barge that she canceled? Please don't say that.
We will win. We own the ground. We're not yielding one grain of sand.
Okay, Karl, with that in mind, if she is right, let's talk about some of the committee chairmanships that will change. Who's going to be running the show if Democrats take over the House?
Well, they have a sort of a seniority system, and so we will have a lot of near octogenarian chairmen if the Democrats take over the House, and there'll be some rambunctious ones. Jerry Nadler of New York is the likely Judiciary Committee chairman. He's already signaled that he'll be using the power of the Ways and Means Committee to get at the president's tax returns. We have Elijah Cummings of Maryland, who will be chairman of the Oversight Committee. He's talking about issuing subpoenas. We'll have Maxine Waters, the chairman of the Financial Services Committee. So we'll have a number of Democrats out there as chairman of these committees who are going to be rather rambunctious. Let me suggest one other thing. If the Democrats do take control, I'm not certain that Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
There are 46 Democratic congressional candidates, nominees of the Democratic Party, who have said, I'm not for her. I will not vote for her. There are 11 incumbent Democrats in the House who are likely to return, who say, I'm not for her. Let's assume that the Cook report is right and they pick up 30 seats or 40 seats. That gets them, they need 23 to get to 218. So let's get them all the way to 40. That's 17 more seats. What happens? How many of those 46 Democrats who said I'm not voting for, and the 11 incumbents come back and say I'm not voting for you? Sure, she can win inside the Democratic caucus, but on the floor of the House, you have to have 218 people vote for, and there are another 30 some odd that during the campaign said I'm not saying where I'm going to be. It's too premature. I'm not committing to her. So how many Democrats are having committed to oppose her are going to make their first vote in the Congress to make Nancy Pelosi Speaker of the House? So we got a lot. This is an if and an if. If the Democrats take control, will she be the Speaker? These are both open questions, particularly the second one.
A lot more folks standing up this time around to say that they're a no, as you point out.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I have never seen this big a list of public opponents to the likely to a former Speaker who wants to be Speaker again, potential Speaker.
All right, Karl, come back soon. Bring your whiteboards back.